defensively, really rebounding and finishing off plays. Sometimes it's not pretty, but what we're learning about ourselves is that we're finding ways to win. We're gaining a lot of chemistry with one another, and just digging down deep, and honestly, just pulling through when we need. And it's from contributions from everyone.
Great. Let's open it up for questions. Why don't we start with Percy Allen? Percy, go ahead.
Awesome. Hey, Coach, in your time, you've seen a lot of performances by Stewie. How would you rank what she did tonight, scoring 12 of your last 14 points there?
You know, I just give you an example. Like one time when I first got back to Seattle, I think it's early on in her career, and I just look up at the scoreboard and she has like 35. And it just is like sometimes she plays the game and you watch and you don't just realize that she scores so easily. You don't realize that what she's doing in the moment until you really look up and like, wow, you're hooping right now, And tonight is just like a different version of that. It's, we needed her to step up. There's a stretch where she just doesn't miss. She goes on a tear, and it's variations of greatness and excellence that we see within her. And as far as ranking it, I've seen a lot of great games from Stewie. And I think to me, this one sticks out because of the will, the how the buckets came, the timely buckets, and just getting this win out of it. It's just that tough grittiness. And sometimes with Stewie, it's more fluidity, it's more threes, it's more open floor. But this one was just aggressive. It was intentional, and it was tough.
Hey, and there had been some talk this season about her, about being clutch in the final seconds, but isn't this a form of clutch, just to be able to do what she did in the final moments like this, to like take over a game?
It definitely is. And sometimes clutch gets labeled as a certain amount of seconds within a game, but there are different things that happen within the course of the game that can be labeled as a great play or a momentum shift or something that really impacted that game. And I mean, and I come on here and talk to you guys all the time. She's the best player in the world, and giving her the ball in certain situations, it is because she shows this. She's a hooper. She has an ability to really lock in mentally, physically get it done. And so when you see glimpses of that, see glimpses of just greatness, it's like a no-brainer sometimes. And obviously understanding flow of the game. But this is a form of clutch. Yes, it is an ability to just put us on her back and make plays.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Percy. Let's go to M. Adler. M.
Hi, Coach. Wanted to ask real quick. So a little bit of the way through the fourth quarter, Los Angeles amps up that pressure. They're doing a lot of traps, forcing you to the sideline. You call a timeout. What did you try to do to get out of that pressure and swing the ball around?
It's about setting up, early, doing work early, V cuts, really going back to kind of basic basketball. But what we saw is just back cuts were open. Once we got it there, once we delivered it, we got a couple of them. What LA does is they'll pressure you from every position. So sometimes, I mean, it's not only the guards, it's like Nia Coffey as a guard for pressuring at the elbows. That would be pressuring so we can't get to our next actions. And then simply just getting into triple threat, setting screens, using screens, and just attacking aggression with aggression.
Great. And then also just looking at that quarter, I was just wondering what led you to run with that starters, but with Canada lineup.
Yeah, I wanted to put Jordan on Wheeler, just to give her a different look, give her a little bit of speed on her. Suat played on her majority of the game, as well as our other guards. Jules on her for a little bit. But just, I know one thing that Jordan can bring is just a defensive tenacity, and she'll continue to get better in that. But we know it's historically what she's done. So that was kind of the decision to put a quicker guard on Wheeler, and just give her a different look.
Great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Em. Let's go to Jeff Brown.
Hey, coach. So over the past couple of games, both Katie Lou and Mercedes have kind of been struggling. Uh, just 2 points tonight for Samuelson and 0 for Mercedes, and similar on the last game. I guess what can you do to kind of put them in better positions, or what do they have to do to kind of get back on track?
Yeah, sometimes the matchups aren't favorable. I think it was just kind of being locked in for Sadie's we started the game and started with a turnover and the possessions that we normally don't see. When Sadie's is locked in, we know what she can provide. And same with Sammy Lou, just kind of going through a couple of games now of just not in a groove. Tried to start out the game and get her an easier touch. I think what we can continue to do is encourage them, continue to instill confidence in them, and continue for them to understand that they're big pieces to what we're trying to do. And games like this are going to happen with athletic teams, guards that are, getting into you, and, again, sometimes not favorable matchups, but understanding that, where we can put them in spots to excel. Sadie's that's on the block. And Lou that's kind of getting her in movement and guard post-ups as well. So just kind of continuing to use that strategy with those two.
And then you guys only have 11 assists tonight. Was that just lost? Yeah, that I know that's well below your guys' season average. Is that just LA kind of disrupting you defensively?
Yes, absolutely. We shot 25% from 3, 37 from the floor. Good thing we got to the free throw line. But yes, they're again, sometimes these teams, you look at their record, oh, they're not capable or they're not good. Every night in, night out, these teams are capable, and Los Angeles is that. On the defensive end, they're in their shrink spots, they're rotating, they cover a lot of ground, they're pressuring you. Your offense is not flowing because they're taking away passes. We have to back, so all of that definitely impacted us, how we were able to get into our offensive rhythm. So it became kind of breaking plays. It became kind of doing things out of our norm. And sometimes that's what you have to do to attack pressure.
Thank you, coach.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jeff. And we'll go to my favorite Seattle Times reporter, Andy Yamashita. Go ahead, Andy.
Hey, coach. Thanks for the time. Obviously, Brianna's offensive numbers stick out, but she had 3 steals today, a team high. What did you think of her defense today?
Yeah, Stewie is active. She's long. She's always hopping around. Sometimes we talk about her staying solid and, staying down and not being too active. But just her length bothers people. One thing that I've noticed within the past few games is she's talking on defense, and she is Percy laughed at you for that. She's talking on defense. She's active. She's kind of quarterbacking from her position, and with that activity, with that length, comes a lot of good things, and steals were that tonight. And usually it's blocks, but to see her get 3 steals, that just shows the impact that she makes in other areas, and that is defense.
Definitely. And then Eddie came and give you guys a presence off the bench inside, 2 block shots today, I think a couple steals. How important is that to what you guys are trying to do, especially with that second unit?
It's very important because with that unit is energy is one thing that kind of comes to mind that we need. Sometimes, just uplifting our starters or whatever the case is, flipping the momentum of the game. And Ezzy has the ability to impact on that level, running the floor, making passion plays, going after balls, going after the rebounds that she shouldn't even get. It helps us so much. It gives us, second opportunities, more possessions. It also gives us momentum, and, it gives us energy. It energizes us in a way. And so it sucks that they have to leave right now. We're kind of turning a corner with, our rotations and the energy and the impact and, the everyone being able to contribute the contributions, excuse me. So hopefully, we can get back to that once those guys come back and, maintain this level of play that Ezzy's playing.
Definitely. Thanks, coach.
Thank you.
All right, coach. We'll let you go. Thanks for joining us. So we'll bring our players in just a few minutes.
Really don't. Yeah. Why are
All
you doing
right,
this to
here
us?
we go. We're gonna open it up before these guys get started fighting here. Percy, why don't you open us up for the first question today? Go ahead.
Can you,
Uh,
can you
I
use the
can-
word in this?
My first question is for Jewel Lloyd. Hey, Jewel.
Hi.
Hey, obviously, during your career, like you've seen a lot of games from Stewie. You've probably seen every game from Stewie that she's played in the WNBA. How would you rank what she did tonight when she scores 12 of your last 14 points?
I mean, that's Stewie for you.
Stewie doing
I love
Stewie
watching
things.
her be in the zone. I love her stepping up for the challenge. This is something we see every day in practice and something we've seen for many, many years. And it was fun. I mean, if you go back and watch, I'm literally smiling every time she has the ball and scoring. So it's nothing new for us or for me, really. It's just exciting to see that. And she's a she's a beast, man. I'm glad I don't have to guard her.
I understand. And then this one is for Stewie. Just the things that you saw, I guess, in the final 3.5 minutes. Just in a conversation with your coach, she said that she's seen you be clutch before, but this time was different because you were more aggressive, more gritty, and that like normally for you it's open court and all this stuff, but you finished through contact and just did like the physical stuff. Just your thoughts on all of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think just doing whatever I can for the team, trying to make as many plays as possible. I think, we were in a point at the fourth quarter where it was back and forth. It was back and forth a lot with LA, and we wanted to kind of break apart a little bit. And I think the multiple and ones definitely helped that. And, like Noe was saying, need to be aggressive, and that's kind of the mentality taking it into these next two games.
All right, Stewie. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Percy. Let's go over to Jeff Brown. Jeff, go ahead.
Hey, this question's for all three of you guys. Los Angeles defensively has been playing very well. They hold you guys to 71 points tonight. They held Vegas to 66 the other night. What do they do that works so well defensively? And do they have a tendency to kind of even get under your guys' skin or other players' skin?
No.
Yeah, I think they're really aggressive. At times they forced us to play rushed and fast instead of playing our own game. They're long and athletic. They get in the lanes and steal the ball. So yeah, it's the aggression they play with there. I think that makes teams rush and instead of playing our own game.
And then tonight, Vegas lost to Phoenix in overtime. And so that's big for you guys for the Commissioner's Cup. Means that if you beat Phoenix in this next game, you guys will secure that. What is the mentality now going in, like knowing that if you win that next game, you're in?
I mean, obviously we're very aware of the Commissioner's Cup, but we're also aware of finishing these two games strong going into the break. And I think that's really the mindset. We want to get go to Phoenix, have Phoenix come to us and, finish our, whatever it is, first 20 games of the season on a high note. But obviously very aware of the Commissioner's Cup and doing whatever we can to make sure that we're in that game come August 12th.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Em.
Why don't they ask me about stuff going on?
Oh, sorry. The first question I just wanted to ask, I know Stewie and Steph, there was something you were looking at on the stat sheet that was a little bit funny during Jules' first answer.
Yeah, it was the fact that we won and we still shot the ball terribly.
But then we were like, they showed it worse.
Okay, that makes sense. So, and then my next question, just following up on a couple ones ago about that defensive pressure. Obviously, in the second half, fourth quarter, when Sparks making their run, they're really pressuring you and trapping you in the half court. I know to get around that, you want to get the ball moving, you want to get to rhythm, but how do you start doing that on the court when they're just forcing you to pick up your dribble so much and get uncomfortable?
I think for us, it's really just being patient. If people are aggressive with you, denying you the ball or in your space, I think being patient, setting good screens, and really just kind of understanding who we are. I think we did a good job of refocusing in that time, and we got settled, and then pretty much just give the ball to Stewie, and then win the game.
Great, thank you. Congrats.
Thanks, Sam. Chris Cabello, let's go ahead with Chris.
It's not.
Christopher, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
sorry about that. Yeah, Erica Wheeler, Brianna said like, you were obviously they're not going to stop you. The most they could do is make you uncomfortable, and yet you were still able to break through with 27 points. I think that was your final line tonight. I mean, obviously a tremendous performance. So how were you able to kind of put the finishing touches when they were making a big fourth quarter comeback?
I think just letting the game come to me, taking the moments to be aggressive, and then I mean, as we all know, like once you get in that zone and you make the first couple, you know that the next one is gonna go in. So that's what happened. We knew this was a big one at home. We knew it was a big one before Steph and Ezzy are gonna leave us,
Yeah.
which we are not happy
Not
about.
happy
But I
about.
just want to put that
Put
out
that
there.
in capital letters. Exclamation point.
Sandy.
Sandy.
Great. With that, we'll wrap things up. We appreciate everybody joining us tonight, and good luck, everybody. We'll see you on Friday and Phoenix. Everybody except Steph.
Wow.